This is a village love story titled The Princess and the Guard. In the peaceful but tradition-bound kingdom of Amanzi, the royal family was the law, and love was not something royalty chose for themselves. Princess Ijoma, daughter of King Ezenwa, was known across the region for her kindness and beauty. She was as graceful as she was intelligent, and though she wore gold and silk, her heart longed for simplicity. Obinna, the son of a retired soldier, was a palace guard recently assigned to the princess's private quarters. Tall, quiet, and disciplined, Obinna wasn't like the other guards who flirted with maids or sought favor. He simply did his job, protecting the royal family with precision and loyalty. Their first interaction was brief. She had dropped her silk handkerchief while walking through the palace garden. He picked it up and handed it to her, eyes lowered in respect. But she noticed his hands were calloused, not from laziness, but from hard work. And his eyes, they held stories untold. From then on, she began to greet him, softly. Then, longer talks followed. He told her about his dreams of becoming a captain, his love for the village festivals, and his favorite folk tales. Every night, from behind the gates of her chamber, they spoke like friends, but dreamed like lovers. Love grew in silence. They began meeting in secret by the moonlit courtyard near the palace well. He taught her how to start a fire with stones. She taught him how to read royal scripts in Latin. Each meeting made their bond stronger and more dangerous. One night she touched his hand and whispered, "What if I weren't a princess?" Obinna hesitated, then replied, "Then I'd have already asked for your hand." But the palace was no place for such dreams. One of the palace maids spotted them together and reported it, out of jealousy, not duty. The queen confronted Ijoma. "Do you know what shame you bring upon this house? A guard? He is noble in heart," Ijoma argued. "That won't matter to the council, or the people." King Ezenwa, furious, ordered Obinna to be transferred to the outer barracks, far from the palace. Ijoma was placed under watch and forbidden to leave her chambers. She cried every night, clinging to the memory of his smile. Weeks passed. Ijoma refused all suitors. Chiefs' sons, wealthy princes, even envoys from other kingdoms came, hoping to win her hand. But her heart had already chosen. Meanwhile, Obinna, now stationed at the far northern wall, trained harder than ever. He was determined to prove he was more than his bloodline. He saved the kingdom's cattle from a group of raiders and protected a royal caravan with only 3 soldiers. Word of his bravery reached even the royal court. One night the king asked him to return to the palace as a reward. Obinna bowed low. "I would serve always, but I must also speak my truth." Before the full court, Obinna declared his love for Princess Ijoma. Gasps filled the hall. The council demanded his punishment. But King Ezenwa, struck by the young man's courage, gave him a challenge instead. "Win the people's favor. If the kingdom accepts you, then maybe, just maybe, you are worthy." Obinna didn't beg the nobles. He went to the people. He helped repair village fences damaged in the last storm. He trained village boys in self-defense. He offered to teach girls how to read and write when no one else would. Slowly, his name spread, not as a guard, but as a servant of the people. Ijoma, still confined, heard of his deeds through whispered tales and smuggled notes from loyal maids. One day, during the annual Festival of Drums, where the people gathered to dance and honor ancestors, Obinna was invited to lead the parade. That honor had never before gone to a guard. When he danced, the crowd erupted. "Obinna! Obinna!" Even the council members grew silent. The next morning, King Ezenwa summoned him again, and Ijoma stood beside her father. "She still chooses you," the king said, "and now, so do the people." The wedding broke tradition. For the first time in Amanzi's history, a princess married a palace guard, but it wasn't just any guard. It was the man who had earned the heart of the people, the respect of the king, and the love of a royal soul. Ijoma wore coral beads and a golden wrapper sewn by hand, not from foreign lands, but by local artisans. Obinna wore ceremonial armor etched with symbols of both royalty and the common man. During the vows, Ijoma said, He guarded my palace, but more than that, he guarded my heart. Obinna replied, She is royalty by blood, but my queen by choice. The people cheered. Drums rolled. And as the sun set over the kingdom of Amanzi, two souls, once separated by tradition, stood side by side, rewriting history in the language of love.